Hello again, and welcome back to Virtually Writing with Scott Hauke, myself, and our special guest, Jamie Engel.
Hi.
We are here to carry on talking about the different aspects of writing and what you as an author can do with them. And today we are going to talk about the three phases or three different ways you can commit yourself to a story, either by an outline, by researching it, by winging it, or by planning it out totally. Each of those have different pros and cons, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to start with research. Research is very important if you're doing a historical drama or something that's set in a time where history is a precedent, something in our recorded past. If you're going to talk about what happened at the volcano at Vesuvius, or the French Revolution, or the American Revolution, you want to research and find out what was actually going on. Who were the historical figures involved? What did they do and what part did they play? Even if your character has nothing to do with any of those people, they're going to be affected by what those other people are doing at the same time as they're doing their stories. If you're familiar with the I Survived series by Tarshish, she does a lot of research. She is writing straight from a historical event, but she's not writing that history. She's creating characters and putting them in that history, which gives her a little freedom as an author. Research as an author gives your story veracity and detail if you search through and get those facts and information and put them in your story. Now, on the other hand, the con to the story is research takes time and dedication. If you're hot to write and you want to sit down and get your story out, research may not be the way for you to go. But if you want to get a historically accurate docudrama type of story, then sit down and do your research.
Yeah, and my book series, Clifton Chase, for the first book, Arrow of Light, I knew that there was going to be a major battle, the Battle of Bosworth Field, and that's historically an event. So I wanted it to be accurate. But when I got to that scene in the book, I didn't want to stop my momentum to do the research. So I just thought about, what does Braveheart look like? And I just, kind of tried to explain the battle scene, but I didn't know the weapons. I didn't know the uniforms. I didn't know any of those important details. So those 3 chapters that encompassed the whole battle were like a page each. But I wanted to get to the end. It was my first book. So after I got to the end, then I went back and I did all the research and I expanded all of those chapters into, 3 to 5 pages, whatever, with the actual name of the generals and what they wore and what their weapons were and how do you describe this? What is your body doing to describe that? Things that I just didn't know. So sometimes if research is necessary, you may choose to write the story first or you may choose to research first. And there's nothing wrong with either, and you can do both. But make sure, this is an important one, when you are researching, if you're like me and Scott, you can get lost in research. So make sure if you are researching, you put a cap on it. I'm going to research for a week, or I'm going to research for 2 days, and then I'm going to start the book, and I can research the rest later.
Exactly. And also remember what I've said before. Doing it the way we're saying, this is not the only way to do it. If you think you've got a better way, give that a try. Yeah. You can do your research first and write your story after. You can write your story and then do your research and go back and fill in the blanks. Your story is going to wait there for you while you do all that research.
Yeah,
or you can do the research as you're progressing through the story. Do what works for you. If you listen to anything we've said during this program, listen to that. Do what works for you.
Absolutely.